Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. It's East versus West here in Milwaukee. Bucks hope to put on a show for this home crowd. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo came to the NBA as an unheralded 19-year-old from Greece. But he's been a quick study at the NBA level. One reason? He actually takes notes. He said, we all make mistakes and your mind can't remember them all. I write what I did wrong and what worked. I'm going to keep it going. Someday, I'll have a collection. That dedication, Kevin, the sky is the limit for the Greek freak.
Boy, that's fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you so much. What better way to learn from your mistakes? And both these teams very aggressive. Looking at early offense, transition defense, I think would be critical. What do you think?
Up-tempo basketball, Kevin. Up-tempo basketball. Right now, the pace. How do you control the pace? You got to control the boards. You got to be aggressive on the defensive end because this game can get out of hand if you don't get back on D.
Boys, nice line.
Tip-off goes to Houston. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Rockets, Anderson is down low with Capella. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. And it's Ariza in at the small forward.
This is why the man gets paid. This is something Anderson does very well. You have to love how he measures the deep.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Not going to go that time.
Does well to burrow his way into the post, but loses his touch on the finish.
And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Love how Harden attacks the basket when he's close by. Just relentless in finding ways to get himself to the line.
And Chris, when you see Harden coming down the lane at you, there is a very short list of players who can instill that much fear. Pretty much him, Westbrook and LeBron. Each have their own style, and Harden's might be the most refined of all of them.
Well, that's why he gets to the line so much. Speed, his handles, his ability to pull back on the three, his Euro step. When Harden gets going downhill like that, you just don't have an answer.
The first one falls.
What makes Harden so special is his explosiveness. This guy can just turn it on whenever he wants to on offense.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And last season, Harden just put up some incredible numbers all across the board. His assists were league-leading, which nobody saw coming. He didn't have a big drop in his own scoring, even as he was creating so much more for others.
Good on the triple. Maker's got himself on the board with three there. Milwaukee on D. And just about a minute into the first quarter. And it's Paul penetrating. Rebounded by Maker. And with Harden, as you said, Chris, nobody saw his assist totals coming except maybe his coach, Mike D'Antoni, one of the Coach of the Year candidates, certainly all season long with what he did in that 55-win Rockets season. When Harden heard what his coach expected, Chris, he laughed it off.
Yeah, and part of it was the system, but Harden he found his groove. I mean, you think about just the seasons he's had. He's just played incredible, and he's going to have to bring those turnover numbers down. Not used to playing with the ball and not used to being in that position that much. Expect the turnover numbers to come down this season.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Paul gets to Ariza. Houston moving the ball around. Paul with the bucket.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting calls, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Here's Antetokounmpo following the basket by Chris Paul. Shot off the screen. Parker's shot is off. Rockets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Stolen by Middleton. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Pass to Brogdon. He kicks to Maker, takes the three. Here's Parker. And no good that time. And Houston the other way now. Goes up on the wing. They grab their own miss. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got his first bucket of the night.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunities.
Now, here's Brogdon. Maker, no one around him. No good on the triple.
And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
And here is Brogdon. James Harden getting it to go from deep. In the corner, it's Maker to stop the run. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. And it's 6 points for Thon Maker.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defense is adjusting.
The shot's good from Paul.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Parker left side. And again, Milwaukee with the triple.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Anderson the screen. There's the feed to Harden. Ariza against Antetokounmpo. Anderson the screen. Clock at 4. Here's Ariza. Rebound Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bucks trail by 4. Pass to Middleton. The rebound by Anderson.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Ariza no up. Milwaukee's gone 4-7 from three-point range so far in the first. Here's Middleton. Here's Parker. Rockets with the rebound. Capella's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Harden outside. We've got 1:08 left here in the opening quarter. Anderson the screen. Capella sends a screen for Ariza. Lets it go from deep. Ariza with another miss. And so it's Milwaukee now. Trailing by 4. Antetokounmpo can't get it to go. Houston's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Harden against Middleton from 13. Here's Capella. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And one reason why the Rockets were okay with letting Dwight Howard leave was because they knew that Clint Capella could fill that role. He quietly gives this team that finisher down on the block, and he has been absolutely, Chris, huge for the Rockets.
Oh, yeah, maybe the best in the league at finishing off lobs last year. Not the most spectacular, but the most consistent last year on that pick and roll because he's so active without the ball. Always moving, giving guards a target, great hands to catch and finish.
That's good from Capella.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
Dellavedova dishes to Parker. Screen by Monroe. Parker against Mbamute. Good work defensively by Capella.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. With 1 on the clock. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Rockets lead by 7. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
And so in the game for the Rockets, Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Luke Mbamute out there with Nene, and it's Tucker in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Tucker. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Nene, the pass to Tucker. And Chris, when you played, you were known as a guy at your size who could rip and run, take it coast to coast. You look around the league now, who are some of the best big men ball handlers?
Oh, you love it. If you get that board, you got to be able to take it, speed up the offense. We've seen Draymond just have a field day doing it with all the players on his team that can knock it down and score. Blake Griffin, Anthony Davis. We've even seen Paul Millsap and Julius Randle do it a little bit. So I love the fact that if you can get that board and push it, it makes it easier because you don't have to look for the outlet. You can actually find that point guard, that 2-guard in transition, and let them score, and you be the facilitator.
Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Bucks trail by 12. Paul with the steal. To the inside. A nice shot by Tucker. Tucker's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And love how Paul seeks out his teammates. Superb at slicing the D to pieces with his passing.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats.
Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this
Dellavedova with the ball. Looking for his first basket still in this one. He feeds it to Parker. Screen by Monroe. Just 5 on the clock. To end the run. And too long on the shot. Houston leading by 14. Here's Tucker. Hits it from 3-point range. Tucker's got 7 now in this quarter.
He just looks more engaged this second quarter, a far cry from his disappointing play in the first period.
Screen by Parker. Dellavedova with the ball. Chris Paul covering. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And Greg, when Jabari Parker is healthy, he has shown that he can be a go-to scorer in this league.
Parker reminds me a bit of how Carmelo Anthony looked at the same age. His ability to just blow by defenders is going to always be something he can lean on. Just fantastic with how efficient he is at this age.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first.
Well, it had been a little bit of a bumpy ride for Mike D'Antoni before coming to Houston. He had underwhelming results in New York and L.A. before taking time off from coaching, but he's found great success since coming back with the Rockets.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for Chris Middleton. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Houston. James Harden comes in for Paul. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And when the Rockets hired Mike D'Antoni, there wasn't a lot of fanfare. But this has turned out to be one of the best fits in his coaching career. In fact, he was the NBA Coach of the Year last season.
Yeah, you never know how a coach will mesh with the team, and D'Antoni has fit in perfectly here. He made some changes early on and has the Rockets as a great offensive powerhouse. Even has the team playing some defense. I mean, something his teams have never been known for.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Harden missing his last shot. A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
Oh, they lean on him for a big portion of their scoring with a good reason.
Gordon kicks to Nene. Gordon a screen. It's Harden with the drive. Stolen by Monroe. Now the Bucks moving it up. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Here's Dellavedova. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Dellavedova's got his first basket.
That's what every team needs, guys getting after it on the offensive board.
Now Harden, 5 points in the game. Gordon with no one around, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. It's on Mbamute.
And one thing you notice with Giannis is just how much better this team is with him on the floor. What he brings on offense and defense is as huge as any player in our league.
Two.
First free throw is good. And Greg, with Giannis, the team is so much more dangerous with him on the floor offensively, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah, Giannis, one of the few difference makers who can impact the game on both ends. Causes a ton of turnovers with his D, but also can facilitate or carry a team with his offense.
Second free throw, no good.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo, just incredibly talented, a long, lanky, athletic powerhouse of a player.
Outside Gordon. 1:41 left now here in the second. And again, unable to change momentum here. Stolen by Harden. And it's the Rockets on the break. Harden's got the ball. Here's Dellavedova. Over Harden. And it's Dellavedova missing.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Ariza no what?
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, that won't go on the stat sheet. Close to getting the block, but really it had the same effect.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
The shot's good.
Oh, Gordon is very good at getting his shots up quickly. A dynamite scorer when he gets room to fire from here.
Now here is Dellavedova. Left side, Antetokounmpo. To the middle, Brogdon. A second chance effort. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
That free throw good from Brogdon. Malcolm Brogdon, a second-round pick out of the University of Virginia. What a find, Greg, he has been, and you love that he can fill in at either guard spot.
And you get the feeling Brogdon was overlooked for being a 4-year player in college. Has the passing and vision of a point guard, scores well enough from inside and out to play off the ball as well.
No one near him. The putback. Maker kicks to Dellavedova. From beyond the arc, Rockets with the rebound. 17 points was their biggest margin. And the basket by Harden.
Well, Harden's ability to stretch the floor is crucial. You love to see him dropping those perimeter jumpers.
Antetokounmpo, that shot misses. And so it's Houston, up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. And don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's the 2K Sports